Okay, so at one point in question 10, you will need to know this derivative. This is one of 6 inverse trig derivatives you will need to memorize before the AP test. We're really supposed to show you that first semester, but we just took that off your plate so that you guys could focus on something else. But I will need it at some point in this question. So before I ever quiz you or test you on it, I will warn you and give you the others as well. But for the sake of being able to answer this question, you need that at the top. So number 10 says, find the area between this bell curve and the horizontal line y equals 4. So y equals 4 is quite a bit easier to graph. And then this bell curve, when I graphed it, I went ahead and made a table, plugged in a couple points. Plug in 0 for x, you get 8. Plug in 1 for x, you get 4. Plug in -1 for x, you get 4. And then to me that was enough, partly because they said it's a bell curve. And I know what a bell curve looks like, but of course you could just make your table a little bit bigger if you're not sure what that other graph looks like. So the purpose of question 10 is to try to figure out exactly how much area fits in here. So we want to integrate top minus bottom, which is what you do 99% of the time. Occasionally it's smarter to do right minus left and do dy, but top minus bottom for dx is usually the easiest. And so our top equation was the bell curve one, and our bottom equation was the 4. And just in the process of me making my graph, I discovered that they're at the same place at the same time at 1 and -1. Okay, so when we go to integrate this, derivative of inverse tangent is the only way you're going to be able to get this. You can't just undo power rule, you can't even do u substitution, it's just one that we're supposed to have memorized. So if it was 1 over 1 plus x squared, or going this way because I'm deriving, it would be inverse tangent, but this is 8 times bigger, so the derivative is 8 times bigger. It's just like you're multiplying it by a constant. And then 4 would be 4x. Derivative of 4x gives you 4. Okay, plug in 1 the first time, and I'm going to come back and plug in -1, subtract those, and we will have our answer to question 10. So if I plug in 1, 8 times the inverse tangent of 1, we have to remember how inverse functions work, or at least inverse trig functions. So this is saying what angle has a tangent of 1, and that is pi over 4. I know that because at pi over 4, sine and cosine are equal, and tangent is sine divided by cosine. So something divided by itself is what gives you 1. Okay, do the same thing with -1. And inverse tangent of -1 would be negative pi over 4, because it's in the range of inverse tangent, and it's where tangent would be -1. Sine and cosine are the same, except one's positive and one's negative. And so here we get 2 pi minus 4. Over here we've got a negative, or minus a negative 2 pi. And then distribute, we get a minus 4. So in the end we have 4 pi's and a minus 8.